She slapped me before the announcement finished echoing. A sharp crack. A stunned breath from the crowd. A slow burn rising beneath my skin. I didn't react, not even a blink. Her palm print throbbed against my cheek like a brand. Her territory, her dominance, her entertainment. That's what she thought it was. My wife stood beside her, eyes already narrowed at me, as if she'd been waiting, hoping for a reason to blame me. And she did, of course she did. Her sister was always the favorite. I was always the outsider they tolerated. The terminal lights were bright, almost sterile. People stared. A child laughed. Someone recorded. The world kept moving while mine stopped. But not because of the slap, because of what it meant, because of what this moment confirmed. My wife didn't ask what happened, didn't ask why her sister struck me. She simply whispered the same sentence she used whenever I dared breathe in the wrong direction. See? It's always you. Cold words, practiced words, weaponized words. And yet, I stayed still. Inside, a slow, calculated shift began. Something quiet, something patient, something final. They didn't know I had paid for everything. The flights, the resort, every hidden dollar they thought magically appeared. They didn't know I held every reservation, every confirmation code, every detail. And they certainly didn't know I had already seen the message that morning. The one that changed everything. The one that told me this slap wasn't anger, it was guilt. And I knew exactly whose guilt it was. The message came at 5:16 a.m., a time no one sends something accidental. A screenshot, no introduction, no apology, just a screenshot. Her sister and my wife. Their chat, their plans, their laughter. My name, mentioned only as a wallet, a nuisance, a tool. And underneath it all, something worse. A single line that hollowed out my chest. I'll tell him about us only after the trip. Us. The word lodged in my throat like a shard of glass. I stared at it for minutes, unable to breathe, unable to think, only able to feel the slow, icy flood creeping up my spine. I didn't respond. I didn't call. I didn't rage. Instead, I watched them pack, watched them flutter around a house whispering to each other, watched my wife smile at her phone more than she smiled at me. I ran every detail through my mind. The late nights, the sudden showers, the unexplained trips to help her sister, the way they defended each other with a little too much fire. I had suspected something, but not them, not her sister, not betrayal wrapped in family. I wanted to ask why they would risk everything for something so reckless, so grotesque, so predictable. But questioning them would give them power. Silence preserved mine. So I carried the truth alone, like a blade tucked against my ribs, waiting for the right moment to press it into the open. The airport became that moment. The slap wasn't random, it was panic, desperation, a way to flip the narrative before I could speak. She was afraid. Good. Fear cracks people open, and I needed them cracked. I walked beside them through security, calm, quiet, observing. My wife made small talk with her sister, voice trembling in ways she didn't notice. Her sister kept glancing at me, jaw tight, fingers twitchy. Their guilt spilled through every movement. I pulled out my phone, pretending to check the boarding gate, but really reviewing everything I'd gathered. The hotel confirmations I had redirected to myself. The flight reservations under my account. The financial statements showing every payment traced back to me. Their tickets? Refundable. Mine? Already checked in. I looked at them, two women who believed they controlled the narrative, and felt something cold settle inside me. Not sadness, not anger, precision. Every betrayal has a weight. I finally understood theirs. I studied them the way surgeons study wounds, carefully, unemotionally, deciding exactly where to cut. My wife's sister whispered something to her, trying to appear calm. My wife nodded, but her eyes kept darting to me. Good. Let them feel watched. Let them feel exposed. Let them think I was about to erupt, because I wouldn't. Silence makes people confess without words. We sat near the boarding gate. My wife leaned away from me. Her sister scrolled nervously. I opened the airline app. 1 swipe, 2 cancellations. A quiet confirm. The screen flashed, tickets canceled. And that was that. Their entire trip, their fantasy, their secret escape, their planned week of lies, gone in a single breath. I placed my phone back into my pocket. No satisfaction, only inevitability. Retaliation should never be emotional. It should be mathematical. The gate agent called boarding group A. Mine. I stood. My wife frowned. "Where are you going?" I looked at her as if seeing her for the first time. Then I handed her my phone. Open. Screen unlocked. Chat screenshot visible. The message. Their words. Her confession in waiting. She froze. Her sister reached for the phone, but I stepped back. 1 step. No rush. No hesitation. My wife's face collapsed inward. Shock first, then terror. Then something like shame, though I didn't trust it. Her sister's voice cracked. This isn't what it looks like." I cut her off with a whisper. "Your tickets are canceled." Silence detonated between us. People stared again, but this time for a different reason. My wife's hands shook violently. Her sister's mouth dropped open. I didn't raise my voice, didn't explain, didn't apologize for the slap. I simply asked my wife one question. Was it worth it? She didn't answer. She couldn't. Truth doesn't need confirmation. The gate agent repeated the last call for boarding. I turned away. My wife grabbed my arm, nails digging into my skin. "Don't leave. We can talk. It's not what you think." Her sister's voice trembled. "Please, don't do this." I gently removed my arm from my wife's grip. "You already did." Their panic rose. Their voices overlapped. Passengers stared, whispering, watching them unravel. But I kept walking. Each step was calm, measured, clean. My wife's voice cracked behind me. "If you get on that plane, we're done." I didn't turn. "We were done," I said, "the moment you chose her." Gasps, silence, a collapse of 2 lives behind me. I didn't need to witness it. Some endings are more powerful when unseen. I took my seat near the window. The engine hummed, a low, steady vibration that felt like a heartbeat returning after years of artificial stillness. Outside, I saw them standing at the gate, frantic, helpless, small. I felt nothing. Not revenge, not triumph, just clarity. Betrayal doesn't break you, it frees you. The plane lifted off, carrying me toward a place they were never meant to follow. And as the clouds swallowed the airport below, a final, quiet truth settled in my chest. Some people don't deserve closure, only distance.